If you're running Google, Meta, or LinkedIn ads, HubSpot's ad tools is what connects the spend and clicks you get on the front end of your campaigns to deals and revenue your sales team closes. We're on the Fuze, your elite HubSpot partner, voted #1 partner for North America, and today's video is your step-by-step guide to set up your ads tool right so you can stop guesstimating and make data-driven decisions about what paid channels actually drive revenue. Before we start, we made a free HubSpot ad setup checklist for anyone setting up the tool for the first time. It is an easy to follow checklist that walks you through every single step in the right order. Grab it now using the link in the description. It is 100% free. And with that, let's jump in. When you run ads on Meta, every time someone clicks your ad and fills out a form, Meta counts that as a conversion. And from Meta's perspective, the job there is done. But Meta actually has no idea what happens to that lead after a form is filled in. It doesn't know if they become a customer. It doesn't know if they buy a $500 product or a $50,000 contract. So it optimizes for the lead, not the revenue that you actually close. HubSpot's ad tools is what draws the line between these two boxes. It connects the ad click in Meta to the contact record in HubSpot and then follows that contact all the way through your entire sales process, and at that point attributes the revenue back to the campaign that started the journey. Now, one important thing before we do go any further, HubSpot ads tools does allow you to create and launch campaigns without going into Google or Meta. But the ad creation tool does have some limitations. So we always recommend creating and managing your campaigns directly in the outside platform, not inside of HubSpot. And guys, if you are finding this content useful, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our next HubSpot tips and tricks. And with that, let's look at the framework that gets all your ad efforts connected. Now, there are 4 things that need to be in place for your ads tool to work correctly. Step number 1 is connect. You need to link your Google, Meta, or LinkedIn ad account. Step 2 is track. Turn on auto tracking, which is what turns every ad click into an identified contact in your CRM. 3 is target. Use the data already living in your CRM to reach the right people with your ads and stop paying to reach the wrong ones. And then step 4 is prove. So here is where we close the loop that every closed deal can be traced all the way back to the campaign that actually started it. We're about to break down every step we just went through in detail. So make sure to grab our HubSpot ad setup checklist so you don't miss anything. Again, totally free, link in the description. Okay, it is time for us to get started. Step 1, connect. So to connect any ad account to HubSpot, you'll need specific permissions on both sides. Inside of HubSpot, you need publish access to the ads tool, and a super admin in your portal can grant this to you. And then on the Meta side, you need manage ad account permissions inside of business manager in Meta. The most common reason connections fail or produce broken data is when someone connects the account with page admin access instead of ad account access. The connection will look successful, but the data flowing through is incomplete. So make sure that you do set that up correctly. The connection itself is pretty straightforward. Go to settings, marketing, ads, connect account, select Meta, and then authorize. HubSpot also natively supports Google Ads, LinkedIn, TikTok, and the permission requirements do vary. So Google requires admin access on the Google account side. LinkedIn requires account manager access in Campaign Manager. And for the rest of this video, we are going to use Meta as our example since it is the most common ad platform for SMBs. Step 2 is track. Once your account is connected, you need to turn on auto tracking. This is the most important toggle in the entire setup, and it's off by default. So to understand what auto tracking does, let's quickly cover 3 technical concepts, because if you do understand these, the whole system will make sense. First one is URL parameters. A URL is the web address someone lands on after clicking your ad, something like yourcompanydomain.com/free guide. A URL parameter is extra information after this original URL, and it looks like this. So those extra pieces, the UTM source, medium, other tags, they actually tell HubSpot where the visitor came from, which campaign they clicked, and which specific ad brought them to your website or landing page. When auto tracking is on, HubSpot automatically adds these tags to every ad URL that is connected to Meta. You don't need to go and manually add them. HubSpot adds them for every single campaign and add automatically. Second, your tracking code. The HubSpot tracking code is a small piece of JavaScript that lives on every page of your website. Every time someone visits your site, it runs in the background and reads any URL parameters in the address bar. If your site is hosted on HubSpot CMS, this code is already installed. If you're using WordPress, Shopify, or any other platform, you will need to paste the code into your site's header in order to deploy it through Google Tag Manager. We have a blog that breaks down all of this, so scan the QR code on the screen if you need the step-by-step setup guide. It only takes 10 minutes. Then we need to understand cookies. When the tracking code detects URL parameters, it saves that information in a cookie in the visitor's browser. A cookie is a small file that the website stores on a visitor's computer to remember information about them. In this case, the cookie stores the ad campaign data. That cookie stays in the browser while the person navigates your site. The moment they fill out a form, HubSpot reads the cookie and permanently stamps the contact record with the original ad source. Now, one key limitation, not every ad format can be tracked this way. Because the tracking code needs the visitor to arrive on your website, any ad format that keeps users inside of Meta's platform can't be attributed. That includes Facebook Messenger ads and certain Meta Advantage Plus formats. Google Performance Max campaigns also have API restrictions that limit full contact attribution. You'll see aggregate metrics in HubSpot, but not individual contact level data. So plan your ad formats around this if attribution is one of your top priorities. Step 3, target. Your HubSpot CRM contains more targeting intelligence than any demographic setting inside of Meta Ads Manager. The people in your CRM, their life cycle stage, engagement history, company size, industry, etc. That's first-party data you legally own. And HubSpot Ads Tools lets you push that directly from HubSpot to Meta as audiences. And this works in 2 directions. Instead of retargeting everyone who visited your website, you can retarget specific groups from your CRM. For example, contacts who filled out a form but never booked a call, or leads who visited your pricing page in the last 30 days, or maybe companies in your target account list. You built that list inside of HubSpot. HubSpot encrypts the contact data, the emails, the phone numbers, then sends it to Meta. Meta matches those encrypted values to its own user profiles and creates a custom audience. Your ads then run exclusively to those people. The second direction, and the one that saves budget immediately, is suppression audiences. So a suppression audience tells Meta to stop showing your ads to certain people who might be already customers. You create an active list in HubSpot, contacts where the lifecycle stage equals customer, and sync it to Meta as an exclusion. This is one of the highest ROI actions in the entire framework because it requires no spend. It just stops waste. 2 quick things to plan for as you build your audiences. First, ad networks require a minimum number of match users before an audience can activate. Meta has a minimum 20 matched users requirement, and for LinkedIn, it's 300, and for Google search, it's 1,000. Second, there's a 24 to 48 hour delay when you create a new audience. It doesn't go live instantly, so build your audiences a few days before you plan to use them. Is test the setup. Click one of your live Meta ads from a browser you don't normally use or incognito. Look at the URL in the address browser after you land on the page, and you should see all your UTM parameters. If those are present, tracking is working. Next, submit a test form on the landing page. Then go into HubSpot, find the contact that was just created, and check the original source property. It should say paid social. And you should see the specific ad interaction and the segment on the contact's timeline. Now, what to avoid? Do not manually add UTM parameters to your meta ad URLs when auto tracking is on. HubSpot controls the tracking parameters at the campaign level, and if a media buyer manually hard codes different UTMs directly into the ad URLs, the two sets of the parameters conflict and attribution breaks. If you need custom parameters from a third-party analytics tool, configure them inside of HubSpot's global tracking settings, not inside of Meta. And that is the foundation. From this point forward, every single contact created from a Meta ad click will have the original campaign permanently recorded on their record. Step 4, prove. This is what the entire setup is building towards. So once a contact is in HubSpot with an ad source stamped on their record, the system waits. As your sales team creates that contact, creating a deal, advancing it through the pipeline, marking it closed won, HubSpot connects all the dots. The revenue of that deal gets attributed back to the original ad campaign. And the result is a report inside HubSpot that shows you for each campaign how many contacts were created, how many deals were generated, and how much revenue was closed. Not cost per click, cost per lead, cost per customer, which is absolutely invaluable. So for revenue attribution to work, two things need to happen consistently on the sales side. Number one, every deal in HubSpot must be associated with a contact. If a sales rep creates a deal and doesn't attach a contact to it, the attribution chain totally breaks. Number two is deals must be moved to closed won inside HubSpot and not tracked outside in another system. If your team is closing deals in a spreadsheet or a separate tool, that revenue is totally invisible to HubSpot. This is a sales operations discipline, not a technical configuration. So make sure to have that conversation internally with your team before launching. HubSpot offers different attribution models depending on your subscription tier. So if you have professional, you get 4 models. First interaction, last interaction, linear, and time decay. These let you choose how credit is distributed when a contact interacted with multiple campaigns before closing. And at Enterprise, you unlock multi-touch attribution, including the full path model, which distributes revenue credit across your entire buyer journey. Some to the first ad, some to the lead creation event, some to deal creation, and then the others to close, and it's distributed across middle interactions as well. If you're on professional or enterprise tiers of HubSpot and you want an expert to review your ad setup, if tracking is correct, if attribution is working, where leads might be slipping through the cracks in your setup, we offer a free 30-minute consultation for business owners. So use the link in the description to speak with us today. Now that you know how to track your ad performance in HubSpot, increase the number of leads you get, and what actions to take, next, you'll like to know how to use HubSpot's email tools across marketing, sales, and service to keep those leads moving through your pipeline. And that is exactly what we cover in this video here. So I will see you there. Bye.